Hello, everyone. Good day. My name is Darren, a faculty in the College of Education of Bukidnon State University. Together with Mr. Omar Itantoy, I would like to present our paper entitled Exploring the Complex Adaptive Behavior of Asian Countries in Innovation Amidst Global Gender Gap, Implications to Sustainable Development Goals. There is an ambiguous link between innovation and gender. Innovation is said to rarely adopt gender perspective, either in its processes, studies, or policies. Innovation is seen as a gender-biased phenomenon. With the definition of innovation, gender, and gender equality, innovation and gender equality are considered as complex and dynamic processes. Since innovation and gender equality are important, complex, and dynamic processes, their behaviors need to be uncovered. That's why the objective of this study is to explore the complex adaptive behavior of Asian countries in innovation amidst global gender gap. We considered Asian countries because Asia is the hotspot of innovation. Asian countries' innovation and gender equality's interaction can be explained using complex adaptive system. As our framework, complex adaptive system is a group of agents that interact in independent ways to produce system-wide patterns, and those patterns that emerge influence the behavior of the agents. In this study, the agents are the 36 Asian countries' innovation and gender equality indices. They interact, and the emerging complex innovation behavior adapts to the global gender gap. Looking at the schematic diagram, in yellow we have the innovation index, blue our gender equality index. So a country has both innovation and gender gap, and another country also has innovation and global gender gap. When they interact, they develop an innovative behavior. We color it green because if you combine blue and yellow, it's green. We made use of descriptive analytical research, and we made use of Global Gender Gap Report 2020 to have the gender equality indices, and we also made use of the Global Innovation Index 2019 to have the innovation indices. For our procedure, we started with factor analysis to look for the features, and then we had the synergy count to look into the connections of countries to another countries. And then we cluster those countries as high and low based on synergy. And then we made use of Scotter's plot to analyze their behavior. In the factor analysis, we had two features. It is high gender parity in innovation feature. That's for factor one because we have positive loading for innovation and positive loading for gender. And it has the highest variance, 70%. Our second feature is the low gender parity in innovation feature. With positive loading in innovation and negative loading in gender equality and 30% variance, gender disparity is really clear. Looking at the synergy count, as you can see in the figure, when you see a red color, it implies dissimilarities among features. So it talks about negative synergies. And if you can see a blue, that color implies positive synergies, meaning there are similarities in features. I have also shown the summary table for the synergy, the innovation index, and the gender gap index of each countries. So I also have here the clustering. So we have here the cluster one with low synergy, and in the cluster 2 with high synergy. And then cluster 1 has 24 countries and cluster 2 has 12 countries. Usually, highly innovative countries have the most number of synergy, and the less innovative countries have the least number of synergies, while moderately innovative countries differ in the results in terms of the synergy counts. The complexity of the interaction between innovation and gender equality is documented in the countries cited below. The complex adaptive behavior has to be uncovered to fully explain these important observations. Looking at the scatter plot, we have here Yemen. Yemen has the lowest gender equality and the lowest innovation. Bangladesh has the second highest gender equality, but not so performing in innovation. And the Philippines, the top one in gender equality, but has moderate innovations. Iran has the second lowest in gender equality and is considered a moderately innovative country. And we have here Singapore, the top one in innovation and the second highest in gender equality. As you can see in the graph, Asian countries' behavior in the innovation amidst global gender gap appeared to behave in a nonlinear upward trend. It's rising. Their complex adaptive behavior show random albeit cycles with upward and downward shifts that vary in amplitude. Looking at its implications to the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, based on the nonlinear upward behavior of our graph with cyclical variations, much has to be done in achieving gender balanced workforce. It can start in the innovation system. Little by little, there will be progress. As innovation adapts to global gender gap, achieving gender equality may come into a reality. Acknowledging the complexity and regularity of the innovation behavior of Asian countries, it's a key to develop policies that will bring productivity within the interplay of innovation and gender-related issues. With gender gap in Asian countries, their innovation systems showed complex adaptive behaviors. Highly innovative Asian countries connect more to other Asian countries as compared to less innovative ones. More interactions from the other countries bring more innovation. Less innovative countries has to connect with highly innovative countries to learn from their practices. If a hub for innovation networks among Asian countries can create a more gender balanced workforce, the more it will be instrumental in attaining one of the Sustainable Development Goals, gender equality. A holistic approach to innovation is the key to more productivity and may consider gender equality to boost their performance. Despite gender gap, countries can still innovate as long as they adapt within their context. With these results, policymakers may develop procedures that consider innovation as a multifaceted construct. If acted accordingly, Asian countries can make a better informed decisions and choices for future-wise decisions. As a takeaway, embracing diversity in gender will be a source of innovation. Then sustainable development follows. Here's the references. Thank you and mabuhay.